Meanwhile, in New Jersey...
So, Marissa, what talking points do you want to hit on in this week's episode?
Well, Jackie, let's talk about how the film addresses the patriarchy. Ooh, and representation of marginalized people. Ooh, and even philosophical ramifications of good versus evil in horror.
We can point out the triangle boobs, talk about the blood splatter, and the practical effects. And also the male gaze?
My gaze at the males.
Hi-yo! From feminism to fangirling, the Jersey Ghouls cover all the bases of horror from a woman's perspective.
New episodes are uploaded every other Sunday.
Just search Jersey Ghouls to find us on social media and your favorite podcasting app.
It is mind-blowing
and heartbreaking
how many original scripts are written every year but are never made.
So we seek out these scripts and bring them to life with full audio production and professional actors.
Check us out at Undiscovered Scripts.
Movies made of paper.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Free!
I have been waiting so long to say these next few words.
Yeah.
It's Christmas time!
It's Christmas! Christmas is here! And Matt, I hate to tell you, but I don't know if you knew this, but at first I was thinking about skipping Christmas this year. I was thinking about just not having it. But then I heard that Blair's coming home.
Blair's coming home?
Blair's on her way home!
Oh my God. Before we even dive into the plot of this story that we're about to tell, absolutely rattled that this is based on a John Grisham novel. I'm not...
Never read it. I've always, every time that little cue card pops up, it's always a surprise to me. Yeah. I'm like, oh, somebody wrote a book like this. And not only did somebody write a book, it was John Grisham.
John Grisham doing, I guess, a rare break from his normal writing to do a comedy Christmas story.
Sure, that's what they were going for. I would love to... I have not looked into this at all, which is wild because it's not like I refrain from using my phone while watching films. I'm curious as to if the hate for the book is as deeply rooted as the hate for the movie, because the movie, listen, we're watching Christmas with the Kranks this week, as most of you know when you clicked on the thing. This was a my pick.
I never seen this before now.
Yeah, this is a my pick, and I knew that it was universally panned when I got older. But this movie came out in 2004, which again, peek behind the curtain. I was 12 when this movie came out. It played a lot in the background when I was living at home, growing up, middle school, high school. It was constantly on around the Christmas season. It's one of those movies that would constantly be playing on an ABC Family or Fox Family, whatever the hell it was back then. And just on TV throughout the holiday season because it's very inoffensive. It's a very inoffensive Christmas movie. That you could just get away with showing. So I'm gonna
make it's boomer humor without being right-wing humor. There is that strong divide, and I feel like boomer humor is The Big Bang Theory, 2.5 Men, where it's just it's inoffensive, but it's definitely hasn't kept up with the wide advances in what constitutes comedy now, where it's comedy can be a show like The Chair Company with Tim Robinson, where the whole point...
I haven't watched it yet.
It's only been one episode, but you know what I mean? Where the whole point is the comedy is, this is so unbelievably uncomfortable that you're kind of giggling to yourself because you can't imagine how uncomfortable you're feeling in that moment. This is none of that. This is as surface level. It's the basic version of you set up a premise and then you pay off the premise usually with a pratfall.
Yes, very, very much so. So I dug this movie when I was a kid, and because I think it was really shooting for that audience of, oh, pretty Christmas colors in the background. Another one that I brought up is very similar to you was Deck the Halls with Matthew Broderick and Danny DeVito, which to me is a worse movie. However, but I put these movies together in my, oh, this is on in the background, I'm going to let this play while I do other stuff.
I would say that the two movies you just named, Deck the Halls and the movie we're talking about today, Christmas with the Kranks, and Four Christmases, all of those movies kind of just bleed together into like one generic mid-2000s Christmas comedy that Matt didn't see.
They don't make these anymore. At least, okay, let me back up. They are not making these for theatrical runs anymore. You are not
Netflix.
seeing a movie like this in theaters anymore.
Yeah, no, these are designed for Netflix.
But I do want to say it's not. Listen, we're going to talk a lot of shit about this movie.
It's the second worst reviewed Christmas movie on Rotten Tomatoes,
and that
bullshit.
is
simply not fair.
Yeah, no,
we have discussed worse movies than this on this show.
Yeah, 100%. This movie, yes, there are. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, this was a good movie, but this was fine. Listen,
it has a 5%. That shit should at least be a 30 or 40%.
Yeah,
in my mind,
people get unreasonably upset with this movie. There's certain movies that for some reason just brings out the ire in people, and it doesn't make sense to me.
You know what's the thing that I think hurts this movie, and it might be why people get frustrated with it?
What?
Neither one of these characters from the jump are likable.
No.
Like the opening scene. Well, not the opening scene. The opening scene, they're sending Blair off to the Peace Corps.
Yes.
But the scene where it is downpouring and she keeps making him go back in to get the Christmas chocolate, it's like both of you kind of suck in this situation.
Yeah.
Like, Tim Allen sucks for being such a grump about it, but like Jamie Lee Curtis sucks for having zero empathy.
None.
To the fact that it is like monsooning outside.
She's like, fine,
and she keeps,
I'll go. And he's like, God damn it, this is going to be an argument later. But
it's like, why would I care about either one of these characters having a good Christmas right now? Like, it doesn't. They later on, I feel like later on down the line, they try to redeem Jamie Lee Curtis's character a little bit as being like the one with the Christmas spirit. But like, not this first scene doesn't. No. There's a way that you can write this first scene where it's like, oh, like, you know what it is?
Yeah.
The way that you redo this scene, in all honesty, is not her being like, you forgot the white chocolate. Well, why didn't you ask the butcher for the chocolate? Like, being like kind of like a jerk about it, but just being like, oh, we don't have, they didn't have any white chocolate? Like, oh, I always like having white chocolate at Christmas time.
Yeah.
And that being the end of it, and Tim Allen being like, well, I want to try, we don't have our daughter this year. Let's try to keep a tradition.
Let me
I'll
go check
and
again.
Get the white.
Let me go double check. I mean, you weren't wrong.
You literally can just flip that little twist.
Yeah.
Instantly makes them two likable characters that like care about each other, and instead it looks like two people who fucking hate each other.
But you also weren't wrong when talking about the first scene. When they're dropping Blair off at the airport, one of them's crying and one of them is just ready to leave the fucking airport. I will say, yes, both of these characters are not likable, and that is represented a lot, especially in the first 45 minutes of this movie. But Luther fucking sucks. Like, Luther is the worst person throughout like the entire film. I would even argue, even when we get to Luther's redemption, it feels so fucking forced. It feels and listen, I 100% agree with you. I got the text message, like, not burying the lead. Did you cry? Yes, we both did.
It's a beautiful ending.
It's a
but
great
it reminds
ending.
You've seen Cecil B. Demented, right?
Yes.
It's one of those movies that reminds me of the scene in Cecil B. Demented when they storm the screening of Patch Adams and they're yelling, just because it makes you cry doesn't mean it's good.
Yep.
And like that's like how I feel, where it's like that is a sugary, sweet ending that I wish was attached to a more enjoyable hour and 20 minutes to get that payoff.
This guy is a dick from beginning to end. And I'm also not defending the town.
No, the town sucks too. I guess what frustrates me is I see the story that's trying to be told.
Yes.
And it's like, because there's a world where Tim Allen's character is my dad, right?
Yeah.
My dad is the person who always complains about all the Christmas traditions and why can't we do an easy Christmas? And like, I think the reverse of this story should be that from the jump, Jamie Lee Curtis is trying to hold on to these Christmas traditions.
Yeah.
And Tim Allen's character struggling with becoming an empty nester is like, we don't have to do this anymore. The kids aren't here. Like, we don't have anyone to celebrate Christmas with. And the moral of the story being like, it's not just about the family that's your family, but the family around you in your town, and like him getting hit with that. You know, you could have a very It's a Wonderful Life type joyful ending where this guy who's only ever seen Christmas as this time for him, his wife, and his daughter realize that all these years he's built beautiful memories with everybody else in town. And I just think that it was going for easy humor, and it was going for a little too much of like that mid 2000s post 9/11 snarkiness.
Yeah.
That it just like made a pretty not enjoyable watch where you hate almost every character in the movie.
So what's funny is, as you're saying that, I'm sitting here realizing that you could honestly take the entire cruise subplot and get rid of it, and it would be
100%
the same movie. Honestly, better, because they're kind of not being dicks about it. Like, if you were just to take it in that route of, oh, these are two people whose daughter just left for the Peace Corps, she's in a different country, they're worried, make Tim Allen worry a little bit more and not be annoyed every time his daughter calls. Honestly,
what the
annoyed.
Fuck's that?
Anytime,
what the fuck is that?
Anytime someone talks to him, he looks annoyed, and he has some dickish thing to say back. Going back to the butcher thing, which I thought was a funny line, because that doesn't make sense.
I'm sorry, I didn't think to ask the butcher where the chocolate is.
Chocolate was fucking hysterical.
That's arguably the best line in the whole damn thing.
I will say, when there's a point, so there's a giant Frosty, which looks like such a pain in the ass to put up.
Yeah.
But he ends up falling off the roof, like Clark Griswold style, and the rope hooks onto his leg, and he's hanging there. And this line made me laugh, but it was such a dickhead thing to say. Jamie Lee Curtis's character says, "Oh my God, what happened?" And his response is like, "Well, I tried to commit suicide, but I read the instructions wrong."
That's also a really good line.
And I'm
There's
like,
a handful
that's
of good
hilarious, but not the right time. Like, there's a gathering of people outside. So we definitely have to back up, though, and because there's a little bit we have to do from the beginning.
So
go ahead.
Tim Allen's character does the math, and he's like, last year we spent over $6,000 for Christmas.
Which is fucking insane.
That's insane. I mean, I would guesstimate. Well, I don't know what Barb spends, but I know what I spend.
Yeah.
I usually get my Christmas shopping and any new decor, and it is like $300.
Yeah.
You know,
well, under $1,000. Like, I don't know what he does, and I still don't know what he does even after watching this movie. Something with money, I think.
Yeah. I assume he's a financier, just because he's like, I ran the ledger.
Yeah.
Like, only someone married to a financier has that tight of a ledger that they've locked in like $64 for tree ornament repair. Like
$64 for tree ornament repair does sound like a ridiculous thing to pay for. Get some glue, motherfucker. And if you can't fix it with glue, get a new ornament. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like to me, I've always been the person of, oh no, that ornament that's really special to me broke. Well, at least now we have a story even more with it. Like, if you want to keep it, great. If you can fix it, you can. But sorry, $64 for ornament repair is absolutely ridiculous. $6,000 for Christmas. Yes, I would agree. You are going ridiculous for Christmas. So how about you just cut back a little bit? Hi, Newt.
And I think that's the thing. Like, I wrote down, I'm going to read a note that I wrote because I think that this is basically where we're at with what we're talking about. But it said, I understand them not wanting to get too crazy for the Christmas season, but this is extreme. Like, a $20 calendar isn't going to set your cruise budget back, and free caroling outside of your house is something you can still enjoy. Like, this is becoming absurd. Like, it almost is turning into, okay, we all know that we know Tim Allen's politics.
What?
It's almost like Tim Allen went out of his way to be like, this is how those happy holidays instead of Merry Christmas folks live their lives throughout the month of December. They got to escape the carolers, and they can't possibly support the local fire department.
It's
with
really
the calendar.
wild how far he's fallen.
But it's like, it is like really disappointing to watch, because I'm like, okay, yeah. And cruises also expensive. Yeah. Doesn't seem like you guys are hurting for money in your fucking mansion of a home that you guys are in. So like maybe for $4,000 you guys go on a cruise and allocate $2,000, which is still an absurd amount of money for like, hey, we're going to still donate this to the charities that we donate to, and we're going to buy the calendar from the, like, go through the fucking ledger that is so detailed that it has the $64 ornament repair listed in it, and be like, what do we need to do every year? Because that is like what is important.
That helps the town.
That helps the town.
Yep.
And what is stuff that's just for us, and we're going to cut out the stuff that's just for us. I also think that it's obnoxious that the town is like, he's not going to put up Frosty.
We'll get there.
But
we'll get there. Like, I've got issues with the town.
all of this honestly starts from and I texted you, the second that he writes out a fucking office memo and walks around handing it to all of his coworkers, that's basically just like, I'm not going to be celebrating Christmas this year, so do not buy me a gift. I will not buy you a gift. I will accept if you say Merry Christmas to me, but otherwise I don't want to know anything about Christmas. Like,
nobody does that.
Fucking absurd.
That is the quintessential what you were just saying. Somebody who sits there and says there's a war on Christmas.
That's what they think the war is.
That people live their life this way. No one, not one person lives their life this way unless they're trolling on social media. That's it.
Well, and that's again where we get to the boomer humor, right wing comedy. Is so much of it is just idiots falling for trolling on the internet and thinking that that's the reality.
Exactly. 100%.
Like, it's like, yeah, guess what else never fucking happened? Litter boxes being put in the bathrooms of kids in elementary, high school,
Matt,
and middle school.
We're gonna get a message that's like, my kid went to school.
I know. There's always going to be someone who experienced that exact situation.
But I promise you, no one. I am friends with many people that do not celebrate Christmas, and no one cares if you say Merry Christmas to them. As a matter of fact, they're probably saying Merry Christmas to you because
you can't avoid it. Yeah. It's too much of just societal.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. New players, new games, new rules. Squid Game, The Challenge returns for a gripping second season. 456 contestants from all walks of life, competing in the ultimate test of strategy, alliances, and endurance. For a life-changing prize of $4.56 million. With stakes this high, why make friends when you can make millions? Watch Squid Game, The Challenge Season 2, only on Netflix November 4th.
This is a real good story about Bronx and his dad, Ryan, real United Airlines customers.
We were returning home, and one of the flight attendants asked Bronx if he wanted to see the flight deck and meet Captain Andrew.
I got to sit in the driver's seat.
I grew up in an aviation family, and seeing Bronx kind of reminded me of myself when I was that age.
That's Andrew, a real United pilot.
These small interactions can shape a kid's future.
It felt like I was the captain.
Allowing my son to see the flight deck will stick with us forever.
That's how good leads the way.
Once upon a mundane morning, Barb's day got busy without warning. A realtor in need of an open house sign. No, 50 of them, and designed before 9.
My head hurts.
Any mighty tools to help with his plight? Aha! Barb made her move. She opened Canva and got in the groove.
Bulk creating Canva sheets. Create 50 signs fit for suburban streets.
Done in a click, all complete.
Sweet!
Now, imagine what your dreams can become when you put imagination to work at Canva.com.
Meanwhile, in New Jersey...
So, Marissa, what talking points do you want to hit on in this week's episode?
Well, Jackie, let's talk about how the film addresses the patriarchy. Ooh, and representation of marginalized people. Ooh, and even philosophical ramifications of good versus evil in horror.
We can point out the triangle boobs, talk about the blood splatter, and the practical effects. And also the male gaze.
My gaze at the males.
Hi-yo! From feminism to fangirling, the Jersey Ghouls cover all the bases of horror from a woman's perspective.
New episodes are uploaded every other Sunday.
Just search Jersey Ghouls to find us on social media and your favorite podcasting app.
It is mind-blowing.
And heartbreaking.
How many original scripts are written every year but are never made?
So we seek out these scripts and bring them to life with full audio production and professional actors.
Check us out at Undiscovered Scripts.
Movies made of paper.
Wherever you get your podcasts.
Free!
Hi, friends. The world got you down. Don't be sad. Listen to $2 Late Fee with Zach and Dustin.
$2 Late Fee is the podcast that celebrates the best decade of entertainment, the 1980s. We pick a movie and soundtrack from our youth that we loved and see if it holds up today. We also interview your favorite celebrities from that era.
All in the spirit of positivity and togetherness. Check us out at $2latefee.com.
Tim Allen, listen, as Luther, and Tim Allen as Tim Allen, kind of a dick. However, let's start looking at the flip side of this, because when he does send that, this town goes into full renegade attack mode on this family.
And there's stuff where it's like, I'm sitting there and I'm getting so annoyed because I'm like, here's your simple solutions. You know what I mean? Clearly, Tim Allen's next door neighbor, to jump ahead, the man across the street from Tim Allen is going off on vacation and won't be home for 10 days during Christmas. No one's giving him shit about what decorations he may or may not have outside of his house.
To be fair, though, he did everything right. Like he has the Frosty up. There's certain things, if the town expects it from you, I get it. I do get certain things. They do take it to an extra level. But if you're like, okay, everybody in this town puts up this Frosty, that's really great, that's awesome, give them the Frosty. At one point, even Dan Aykroyd's character and his son are like, dude, you guys don't have to do anything. Just hand us the Frosty. We'll fucking put it up. At that point, I'm like, hey, here, go for it. Like,
literally, it's like one of those things where it's like, it is as simple as like, hey, you know, Blair's not home for Christmas. We're really in our feels. We're going to give ourselves this cruise. We're probably not going to decorate or anything. Does anybody want to borrow our decorations to get use out of it? Like, hey, we're not going to be home for 10 days. If y'all want to decorate the house and you maintain that for us while we're gone, fucking have at it. Like, I just feel like it's not. When I think of my neighborhood, I barely know any of my neighbors.
Same. And it's so funny because I live around 7 houses and I know like one of them.
But it's very clear that this neighborhood has some type of community. Yeah. So like,
I would argue this is like, so I know that I sit there and go, oh, I don't really want to talk to people. But also I'm like, on the flip side, this is kind of like my dream neighborhood where I'm like
100%
together in community.
And that's where I'm just like, I feel like if you guys just weren't dicks, it wouldn't escalate to the level that it escalates in this movie. Because like, not for nothing, ain't nobody knocking on my door being like, hey, we got that tree that you like to get every single year for Christmas. Yeah. Or like, hey, we're back again for a calendar. We know you get a calendar every year. Like, clearly they have an established rapport with all of the people in this town that love and care about these people. And Tim Allen responds with instant rage and disdain for every single request that anybody brings.
We'll never see this, but I would love to see like a prequel of like 2 years prior and just see what this family is like during Christmas, because it seems like a switch was flipped and this guy just became an asshole to everyone around him.
Yeah. It's like we're getting the Christmas Carol without knowing the backstory of what made Scrooge in the first place.
So there's also one point where you had mentioned the family that's going on vacation across the street. And Tim Allen can't get a tree because he already turned down the Boy Scouts that were going door to door selling trees. So he asked the person across the street. Now, I don't know if you realize this, but that person was also the mailman for the town. The mailman that Tim Allen sprayed the sidewalk with to make icy, where he slips and falls and almost breaks his fucking neck. His wife also slips and falls and almost breaks her neck at that same point. But, like, I didn't put that together until this time. And when he went across the street to ask for that tree, I'm like, fuck you, dude. No. Like, I just fell and almost died on your sidewalk because you've been a complete asshole. That being said, Dan Aykroyd's character, on the flip side, also one of the most obnoxious characters.
100%. So, I mean, I laughed a little bit. The best punchline.
These characters are funny. Like, some of them are funny, but they're just awful humans.
But the best element with him is when, like, after the Frosty situation, when Tim Allen is explaining to him everything, and Tim Allen is talking at a human level voice where everybody can hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
But Dan Aykroyd turns around and, like, proclaims exactly what Tim Allen has just said.
Yeah, that is funny.
Like, I get, because, you know, Jamie Lee Curtis, there is that point when they first introduced the character. And Tim Allen's like, it's like, that guy's not the mayor of this neighborhood. And she's like, well, he certainly thinks he is. And, like, it's... Yeah. Like, that's where we get this, like, oh, he's the mayor of Christmas. He's Captain Christmas. He's coming in to save Christmas for everybody.
Does it feel like Jamie Lee Curtis is a victim through 3/4 of this movie?
She really has. She gives off, I hate to say it like this, but she gives off battered wife syndrome a little bit. At certain points, she looks like she's fearing for her life when she's in these scenes with Tim Allen.
Yeah, it's really scary.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, I'm going to put this out there. Sorry, we're going to take it to the flip side. That tan in bed scene, Jamie Lee Curtis, you still got it going on, girl.
Listen, have you seen the interviews with Jamie Lee Curtis right now?
She looks amazing, bro.
Woo! The best, so like we said, we're setting up this whole situation. They're going on a cruise. They're refusing to do anything Christmassy.
Yeah.
Town hates them. We do get a very great twist here, though, which is on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
They get a surprise from their daughter that she is on her way home for Christmas with her fiance Enrique, and now the Kranks basically have to wipe the slate clean in 24 hours.
Check this out. Hold on. Here's how you stop that from happening. Hey, Blair,
we made our own plans.
I'm so excited for you and your new boyfriend to come see us. Listen, I'm going to be completely honest. When we thought you weren't going to be here, we were going to take Christmas off this year. So I'm not sure if we're going to do the party. However, like, we will get things together and we will have a family Christmas. We're going to go out right now and get some stuff to Christmas up this fucking house. We're not really going to have our big party, like I said, because we didn't think you were going to be here. We just didn't want to. We were sad. We were really upset that you weren't here. But now that you're on your way, could not be more excited. Let's get off the phone. We'll pick you up at 8:30. We're going to get off the phone so we can start Christmasing this house. That's the boom. Problem solved. I understand that you don't get a movie at that point, but this doesn't make any fucking sense.
None of it makes sense. And then this, I almost feel like this is where the movie loses even more steam for me.
Yeah.
Because, like, as annoying as watching these shitty people be shitty to folks.
Yeah.
Watching their, like, half-ass redemption arc as they, like,
such
just
a terrible redemption arc.
It's just like, oh, we're going to throw the party anyway, and the whole town's going to join in because everyone in this town, as much as they hate us, fucking loves Blair. It's Queen Blair is returning.
It's so weird. Yeah, it's so weird. Who babysits your kids? Blair, but she's really the only one in town that's old enough.
Yeah.
She's fine, right? Who makes you feel like family when she comes home for the summer? Also, Blair, is this really all we've got? Like, are you trying to sell me on this, girl?
You know what? I forgot the other part that made me laugh is we have this old man who really seems to have it out for Tim Allen.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant old man Mr. Rogers / Santa. who is
we'll
actually
get into
creepy
him too.
as hell.
Terrifying. But so we have this old man who has it out for Tim Allen.
Yeah.
And you talked about the part where he falls off the roof.
Yeah.
And that old man goes, I called 911. And he goes, thank you. And he goes, my wife made me.
Yeah, Bev made me. And well, coming back to those two characters, they really are the setup for the cheap pop at the end.
They are, and man, did it work for me.
Yeah.
I was crying uncontrollably and texting Barb how badly I want to make sure that our home is a home that everybody feels from November till December. They are safe and that they are loved and respected and Christmas magic exists.
So we find out partway through the movie that Bev, this older gentleman's wife, her cancer has come back, and they don't know like what's going to happen. Everybody's kind of nervous and scared. And so all throughout the movie, there's this feud between Tim Allen, this guy, and this guy's cat, of course. But the tie back is always like his wife has cancer. Like we're kind of being pushed to feel bad. I hate to say it that way, but like that's the movie's ploy, is to make you feel bad for this couple, even though this guy has been definitely a dick to Tim Allen, and Tim Allen's been a dick to him. And that leads us to the end. We'll go back and forth, of course, as we have been. But the ending is Tim Allen goes and sees them, and they're not at the Christmas party. Like, they're not at the Christmas party. I guess, did I miss why? Is it just because Bev wasn't feeling well, or?
I also think that it was the old man. That he was just like, fuck that guy, fuck all this bullshit. I don't give two shits about his daughter coming home.
Okay.
I'm in my own Christmas sadness, and I don't want to go pretend that everything's fine when things aren't fine.
I get that, and I respect that. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So Tim Allen goes over there and is presenting them with the ham. Now, I don't know if you realize this, but this is the same ham that they were just being given a little bit earlier. So all Tim Allen was doing was regifting this ham. So
listen, all he does is regift to this entire couple the whole time.
Leading up to the redemption arc, he's still being a dickhead and giving them a regifted ham. So he eventually, like, he starts walking back and he sees his family in the window all hanging out, and that's when, like, the Christmas miracle moment where Tim Allen smiles, turns around and walks back, and then presents them with this cruise. Now, at one point he does say, you guys are just coming up with excuses not to go. But even me, 33, like, I'm not, I'm okay. If you presented me with a 10-day cruise tomorrow, I would also probably sit there and go, I can't do this.
I think
I've got too much going on.
The Wikipedia, I feel like, adds a gap that is implied.
Okay.
In there.
Yeah.
Which is that Tim Allen is realizing that this is almost definitely going to be their last Christmas together. That she is going to die. And he doesn't want to say that, but I think that if you put it in that lens, where you are with your partner and you know that this might literally be your last Christmas together, and someone offers that to you, I do think that what Tim Allen is essentially saying is like, yeah, we all have reasons not to go, but like, you should really fucking just make this work.
Hey, guy. Hey, you should go.
Yeah,
you should.
You know what I mean? Like,
you should go.
that's kind of because like their stuff is like, oh, our son who never visits us might visit this year,
dude, that.
When he goes, he hasn't visited us for 30 damn years.
Oh God, what an asshole! Like,
show
me
mom's
the son
dying of cancer.
Yeah, show me the son so I can beat the shit out of him. Like,
but yeah, it's like,
go see your mom. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but I do think that the implication is like, I think that they're both like kind of retired. They're gonna just stay at home. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's harder for someone like you and I, where it's like, we got like a million fucking things going on. Like, if they're just
supposed to write 10 days of sub plans, get out of my face.
Yeah, like, but like, I think if you're just like an old retired couple that just kind of like does your daily routine and that's your vibe, like, you could probably very easily clear out the schedule for 10 days if you for something like that. Like, I agree with you to a certain extent, and then I was like, you know what? I think that, like, knowing my parents, who are both now retired and they're at home all the time, like, I have to go over their house every goddamn weekend for some trip that they're on. So I think that if someone, I've seen them, literally a friend be like, hey, I've got this beach house. You want to come down this Saturday? And they're just like, yeah, we'll be there. And like, then it's up to us to take care of their diabetic dog at the house. Like,
this also seems like something easier to transfer in 2004. Like,
for sure.
For some reason, these cruise companies would definitely have locked Tim Allen and what's-her-face's name into this, and no transfers. No refunds. Like, sorry. Like, you guys are going to have to steal our identity for this trip.
Yeah. Here's some fake IDs I made where your names are our names.
Yeah.
And
why are things harder in 2025 than they were in 2004? Like, this is weird.
Listen, I think we know the answer to that.
I think we know the exact answer to that. We're not going to get into it. Go ahead.
Dylan, do we have anything else we want to talk about as it pertains to Christmas?
Let me
with the
run
Kranks?
through the Rolodex of different bits that happened, which this was just a collection of bits. Everybody's trying to do a bit. At one point, when they're setting up for the party that Blair is minutes away from, Tim Allen's doing bits. He tries to smoke the bundle of cinnamon sticks at one point. He's sitting there throwing a bunch of ornaments to Dan Aykroyd. Like, we're supposed to be sitting there going, look how funny he's being. When I'm really sitting there going, Blair is minutes from the house. And you're sitting there doing bits. If I was in the rush to do something and like Teddy was like, listen, my parents are going to be here in 5 minutes. We have to get this house in order. And I'm like, look at me. And I throw like a blanket over my neck. And I'm like, look, I'm Superman. And I'm running around. She's going to smack me in the back of my fucking head and go, get your shit together. Like, get your fucking shit together.
Yeah, we got to get this done.
Stop doing bits.
Let me ask you, do you think, because we're talking about a Christmas movie, so obviously, like,
There's
Homeboy
plenty
was
of
going to get
Christmas in this, by the way.
For sure. We're talking about a Christmas movie. Homeboy was definitely going to get a shout out either way.
Yeah.
But do you think that there is a subtle fourth wall break when they first see the neighbors all congregating, discussing the fact that they're not celebrating Christmas? Tim Allen's like, what are they going to do? And then he looks right at the camera and goes, call Santa Claus? And I'm like, is that supposed to make us be like, oh, because he's the Santa Claus. He's famously Santa Claus.
Oh, that's right. He is Santa. I would have preferred that if we went the Nutty Professor route and Tim Allen was playing multiple characters instead of creepy
Tim Allen plays every neighbor.
Yeah. That would be kind of funny. And you're like, Tim, you can't do blackface. Like, stop it. Knock it off. And Tim goes on
quit
some
your
like
woke shit.
Yeah,
it was
exactly.
great. Like,
what do you mean? You guys wanted diversity. Me What a fucking dickhead.
Jesus Christ.
So this does go back to our Mr. Rogers bit, because we have not talked about that creepy guy yet.
Marty.
So there's a guy throughout the story. We meet him at that monsoon scene where he's trying to...
I did not piece together that he was the umbrella salesman.
Really?
I did not click those dots at all.
Yeah, he was the guy trying to give Tim Allen an umbrella when he was dressed as Santa, and he pops up throughout, both in his Santa costume and without. It's definitely implied at the end that this man is either Santa or Jesus. We don't know.
Why not both?
Wait, we could be both. Could be both. That's what a lot of religions believe, that Santa and Jesus are the same person. He just dyes his beard white for the season. So we've got Marty, who runs into Jamie Lee Curtis in the supermarket or whatever, and just starts naming neighbors and naming her daughter and stuff like that. And Jamie Lee Curtis is like, do you want to come to the party? To which, that's not the proper response to this man you don't know, knowing everything about your life. It's not, do you want to come to the party? It's, why do you know this? Who are you?
Well, I feel like what they're trying to get at is clearly this is another person from the neighborhood, and she has just forgotten who he is.
Yeah.
But I think the bigger thing about this character, who, as you said, is heavily implied to be Santa Claus.
Yes.
Is so unimportant in this movie that out of the 8 paragraphs that the Wikipedia needs to talk about this movie, this character is not mentioned once in any of the plot summary of this movie. He's not brought up as the guy selling umbrellas. He's not brought the scene with him getting an invite from Jamie Lee Curtis is not brought up. Him flying off at the end of the movie. It's all of it. Even the person writing the plot summary on Wikipedia is like, this isn't really important.
Bro,
this is like a D plot at best.
So
yeah, see, it's so the only way that I pieced together who he was because I was like, that guy looks familiar. Why do I know him? And I was scrolling through
he was in this earlier.
Well, no. I recognized his face from something.
Yeah.
I scrolled through and then I saw the actor's name, Austin Pendleton, as Marty, an umbrella salesman who somehow knows everyone, and as it turns out, he is actually Santa Claus. That is how his character is described in the cast list, but nowhere on the actual plot summary of Wikipedia. If he looks a little familiar to anybody, the thing that I most remember him for, well, he's in the first Muppet movie, but I think more famously, he is the stuttering lawyer in My Cousin Vinny.
Oh, yeah.
That's exactly how I knew him when I was like, I know this guy.
It's been a minute.
Why do I know this guy? But yeah, I mean, I gave it 2 stars on Letterboxd. Like I said, not the worst Christmas thing we've ever watched.
Yeah, I don't get the visceral hate for this movie because there are plenty of other movies that deserve the hate.
Fucking Surviving Christmas exists in this world. Like, Kirk Cameron's making some real dog shit Christmas movies.
See, I thought Surviving Christmas was the Ben Affleck, James Gandolfini joint. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, what is that one?
Okay,
is that Surviving Christmas?
That's Surviving Christmas. I don't know what the Kirk Cameron one is called. It might be Surviving Christmas as well, but those are 2 different movies. I do remember liking the Ben Affleck, James Gandolfini one, even though I think that was also panned, if I remember correctly.
Probably. They really did not like anything that we were putting out for Christmas at that. Saving Christmas. Kirk Cameron's was Saving Christmas.
We should watch that. We 100% should watch that. I think that would be a fun time. It also includes multiple Family Force 5 songs.
Here's the circumstances, because we're doing this. Spoiler alert, you'll hear it in January at some point.
Yeah.
Dylan will be joining us for the Christmas episode of Christian Cringe.
This is a 100% Christmas
This is next
cringe.
year's Christian Cringe Christmas 365
Put it on the dock.
collab.
Put it on the docket, I think, because I've always wanted to find a reason to watch this. I've watched the Cinema Snob episode of Saving Christmas so many times because it's so good. I would love to do a take on this. That would be amazing. But
Dylan, I would like to take you on a magical Christmas journey next week with an album.
Ooh, I'm very excited to join this magical Christmas journey as you tell me about Christmas Eve and other stories as well.
And other stories. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Merry Christmas, dude.
Whoa, oh, whoa, now we won't stop till the big ball drops on New Year's. Happy holiday, have a great holiday, have a merry happy holiday.
Meanwhile, in New Jersey...
So, Marissa, what talking points do you want to hit on in this week's episode?
Well, Jackie, let's talk about how the film addresses the patriarchy. Ooh, and representation of marginalized people. Ooh, and even philosophical ramifications of good versus evil in horror.
We can point out the triangle boobs, talk about the blood splatter, and the practical effects. And also the male gaze.
My gaze at the males.
Hi-oh! From feminism to fangirling, the Jersey Ghouls cover all the bases of horror from a woman's perspective.
New episodes are uploaded every other Sunday.
Just search Jersey Ghouls to find us on social media and your favorite podcasting app.
It is mind-blowing
And heartbreaking.
how many original scripts are written every year but are never made.
So we seek out these scripts and bring them to life with full audio production and professional actors.
Check us out at Undiscovered Scripts,
Movies made of paper.
wherever you get your podcasts.
Free!
You're listening to the Geekscape Network.